Tensions in Iran continue to escalate. At least 3,000 people have been killed in clashes between demonstrators and security forces. And Washington has issued a sharp warning to Tehran. President Trump says the United States will take very strong action if Iran executes protesters detained during the ongoing unrest. President Trump also announced he has cancelled talks with Iran.
And by the way, to all Iranian patriots, keep protesting, take over your institutions if possible, and save the name of the killers and the abusers that are abusing you. And all I say to them is help is on its way. You saw that I put tariffs on anybody doing business with Iran. Just went into effect today. And I say, make Iran great again. You know, it was a great country until these monsters came in and took it over.
The U.S. president said he was seeking verified figures on the scale of the killings and that the U.S. action would depend on confirmed numbers. Internet services in Iran, on the other hand, have been down for more than 120 hours. However, some international calls were resumed on Tuesday. Reports suggest that Elon Musk's SpaceX is providing free internet access to people in Iran through its Starlink satellite network. Meanwhile, as the intensity of the protests continue, Iran's medical professionals say hospitals resemble war zones, struggling with shortages of supplies and blood. But Iran's foreign minister has issued a stark warning, saying that Iran is ready for what he called any eventuality in the relations with the United States.
We are prepared for any eventuality. If they want to try the military confrontation that they tried once and failed, again, we are ready. In fact, since the last war, we are even more ready.
The Iranian foreign minister also said that Tehran imposed internet and international phone call restrictions only after what he described as terrorist operations began inside the country. Listen in.
The internet network was cut after the terrorist operations began. The internet was not cut before that. The internet was cut only after we confronted terrorist operations and realized that orders were coming from outside the country.
He claimed that the period from January 8th to January 10th should be viewed as a continuation of the 12-day Israel-Iran conflict that took place in June last year.
Our law enforcement forces now have full control of the situation. We hope that no miscalculations will be made by other countries. From our perspective, what happened over the 3 days from January 8th to 10th was a continuation of the 12-day war planned from abroad and aimed at dragging unrest into our country.
Now the UK has joined a growing list of countries condemning the violence in Iran. Britain's Foreign Secretary made clear that London is preparing to escalate its measures against Tehran, targeting sectors it says are playing a role in Iran's nuclear advancement and broader state activities.
As a result, I can confirm the UK will bring forward legislation to implement full and further sanctions and sectoral measures. The UK has already designated key players in Iran's oil, energy, nuclear and financial systems. Further measures will target finance, energy, transport, software and other significant industries which are advancing Iranian nuclear escalation.
Meanwhile, Russia on Tuesday strongly condemned what it called subversive external interference in Iran's internal affairs. Moscow warned that any repeat of last year's US military strikes would have disastrous consequences for West Asia and for global security. Protests in Iran began over collapsing currency and soaring living costs, but quickly grew into demands for political change. They have spread to around 180 cities and towns across all 31 provinces, marking one of the most serious challenges to Iran's ruling establishment since 1979. For protesters inside Iran, communications are restricted, checkpoints are widespread, and the risks are growing by the hour. With tensions escalating and Trump claiming the help is on the way for Iran, what comes next could shape the region and global politics for decades.
The world doesn't fit in boxes, so why should your news? From battlefields to negotiation tables, from internet outrage to real-world injustice. The conversations everyone is having and the ones they're avoiding. It's the same show, but this new year, Firstpost America gets a new look. I'm Kerry Johnston, and this is Firstpost America.